We're back in Moab. Moab is kind of where it all started for us. We are here today because some friends who were a part of us getting into Jeeping are getting married here, which is really fun. I'm into small weddings. We got married with 12 people in attendance, I think, including one of our friends who married us. So, little fun tidbit about us. But we're here, and today we are doing Poison Spider Mesa. We are leading the group today.
Welcome to Colorado Off-Road! I need to do guitars.
You need to air.
I'll add it in. I'll add the sound in, so I'll just mime it. Colorado Off-Road! I'll use that for the intro.
We are with a pretty decent sized group today. My parents and a lot of their friends. We generally call this group Wheelin' with the Old Cronies. I don't know if they like that or not. But it used to be our hardest trip of the year. We would prepare and go on the hardest trails we have done and do more damage to the Jeep. And now they've kind of just become our Wheelin' with the parents, you know?
Easy days.
Yeah, we moved to Colorado, and the first year that we moved here, we went wheeling every day that we could. So it's kind of nice because sometimes these are the more relaxing trips, and I'm kind of ready for that to prepare before our winter wheeling, because every year we say we're gonna take it easy, we're not gonna do a lot of winter wheeling, we don't have enough money.
Camping in the snow.
And that laughter you hear over there is because we always end up wheeling more in the winter than we do in the summer, and I just don't understand.
It's fun having a fire in the winter too, so the camping is a lot of fun, even though it's freezing without
It is, and I don't really like the snow, so I don't really have any other winter hobbies, and I want to be out of the house. It gets gloomy and cold, and wheeling makes it worth it to be out in the cold.
Hey everyone, Kevin here in the recording studio, aka our office in our house. Please remember to subscribe and push the like button. We need 1,000 subscribers. Once we have 1,000 subscribers, we can do stuff with our channel that we normally can't, because YouTube doesn't consider your channel, you know, like, I don't know, real until you have 1,000 subscribers.
We're just like a little toddler channel.
Yeah, a little baby. So it would really help.
Adults.
It would really help. It doesn't cost you anything. I know it's so hard to click down there, but I just urge you, scroll down.
Like and subscribe.
So we're, as you saw, we're in Moab.
I don't think that this obstacle has a name.
No, this is just an optional obstacle. I've done this trail a lot in the past year, probably 5 or 6 times, so I'm hitting all the really hard lines all day. Moab, the more you do Moab, really These are kids.
Yeah, oh yeah. And most of these on Poison Spider have
And that yellow,
like Easy Line.
that yellow rental Jeep that we just saw spinning its rear tires. The Jeep was giving us some issues with the sway bar disconnecting and it not allowing four-wheel drive to engage. For low specifically, even if the shifter is in for low, it won't engage unless the sway bar reports a certain condition because it's all computer driven. It doesn't matter if it's physically disconnected. If the computer is having an error, it won't let four-wheel drive engage.
Sounds like 2020 JL problems to me. This is the waterfall. Is that what this is called?
Oh yeah, that's a waterfall named obstacle.
Yeah, for a named obstacle, I just think it's not very hard, and even on the hard lines.
It could be hard, and you could go all the way to the left of where I went up, and it'd probably be a little harder, but it's a pretty big
like a
ledge.
no. Oh, I thought you were gonna say a pretty big obstacle. We're headed up to the Mesa just to eat some lunch and other festivities for the day.
Oh, and did that shot show up how busy it is yet? Oh, I think we're about to see it.
I think so. There was so many people there, and generally, off-roading is a pretty easy way to stay away from other people, but it makes it kind of hard when there is 100 other people on the same trail.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
The side-by-sides, there were, I'd say, while we were on the trail, I'd say 50 to 60 side-by-sides were either in front of us, past us, or behind us.
Yeah.
If you want to stay away from side-by-sides, the last 2 times that I ran hard trails, 3 times, Cliffhanger, Metal Masher, and Moab Rim, we didn't see many side-by-sides, if any at all, because there's a few obstacles that are just too difficult no matter how a side-by-side is set up.
Yeah, there's no way around them. This trail has a lot of bypasses.
Oh, there's tons, and there's not really a really difficult obstacle.
And that's why some stock Jeeps can go up.
Yeah, there was a 4Runner in front of us slowing everyone down too that you saw in that video where that guy...
Yeah, he made it though. I mean, he definitely slowed everyone down.
He was going way off the trail right here. This shot, oh my gosh, we were only stopped for like maybe 10 minutes because this JL was giving us some issues, and you saw how many people were lined up, and by the time we left, I mean, there must have been 30 people behind us.
Yeah, but before us, like you said, that 4Runner was slowing us up.
Oh, so right here, yeah. So right here, the sway bar mount on the frame finally gives up, pushes out, shears off the frame on this side, on the passenger side, and in the process bends the link that connects it to the axle, the mount on the axle. So right here you can see the link is bent down over the drag link in the steering. Oh no, that's not the drag link, that's the track bar. So it bent over the track bar, and it's fine on the other side, but they just disconnect it right. They just pull it off, and
the frame. Look at these mounts. Yeah, that's what happens.
I'm pretty sure with the JL, like I said earlier, if the sway bar is missing or if the computer doesn't know what the sway bar is doing, it won't allow for low. And that's what happens later on, is they take it off and they try to go into for low and it won't, so they just take the motor off, the motor unit off of this whole thing, that silver thing hanging down, and then just plug that in, and I think they got for low to work.
Oh, so they just kind of bypassed the
just by having the
computer
motor
sensor.
Because it doesn't matter what it's doing as long as it can report its condition. It's like a...
And they couldn't get it to disconnect before that, right?
No,
they were trying, and it wouldn't disconnect. It wouldn't go into for low.
Yeah.
So it was kind of useless, and you're stuck on this trail.
Mm-hmm. Cliffhanger, though...
They were pretty cool about it.
Yeah, Cliffhanger said, the rental company, they were just like, it happens, sorry. It kind of stinks for the renters because they didn't really get to have a great day, but...
Yeah, it was their first time coming out.
It happens,
yellow Cliffhanger, and then there's an orange Cliffhanger rental, and both of them their first time. But if anything will teach you about off-roading in Moab, it will be you don't know what to expect
Mm-hmm.
and expect to have a
Well,
break or failure.
And the yellow cliffhanger rental Jeep, it had like 30,000 miles on it, and I'm sure that a lot of people were wheeling and not realizing that you need to disconnect the sway bar. Even, you know, just going over small rocks, it just really takes a lot of stress off of the sway bar mounts.
So putting pressure on it
Yeah,
just by simply not knowing that you can even do that.
Especially the JL sway bar is so stiff and beefed up. It doesn't allow any flex. You'll see later on when the white two-door JL lifts up its front end because he forgot to disconnect the sway bar later in the video.
So just an example of you taking the hard line, but there is an optional
Yeah, right
bypass
there on the
right
bottom
here.
on the bottom left. There's even one easier than that.
Yeah, there's like a dirt road that goes up and around it.
Yeah, where they're going all the way around on the left.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And this is the last obstacle up onto Poison Spider Mesa. And now this shot is on the top of the mesa, and we're going over all these, I don't know, I don't know if they call it the fins. They're called fins of rock. That's why Fins and Things got its name. And that's why there's so many ups and downs right here.
Yeah, wouldn't you call this slick rock?
Yeah, slick rock fins. See how
Yeah.
there's like all lines in the same direction.
It does keep this trail interesting because there's pretty big obstacles and there's inclines and there's slick rock. Kind of something different.
So here's where we had the wedding and lunch. This is the view. If we were to have walked over to the arch, you can see down to the road below. We just had a really quick wedding. It was lovely. Then we had lunch. There's parking, so all the vehicles you see are not in our group. There was a couple other groups.
Yeah, there's plenty of parking. It's a great spot
It's
to
huge.
pull over and eat lunch if you don't mind seeing some other people.
And now this is us heading back on Poison Spider Mesa, unless you want to do
Golden Spike? Is that
Golden
the trail that you
Spike.
have to finish?
But if you are going to Golden Spike, you wouldn't go up on the mesa. You would just leave. I think it's right before the mesa because it's a long day doing Golden Spike.
That's
very
like
long.
3 trails in a row, right?
Yeah, Gold Bar Rim, Golden Spike, and I can't think of the third.
And once you start, you basically have to finish.
Yeah, or you can finish on Rusty Nail, which is even harder. So once you get into that trail network, it's a long day no matter what.
Yeah, I've never heard of anyone getting off before dark.
Yeah, even in the summer.
So we definitely head back the way we came.
Yeah, all the way back down Poison Spider Mesa to the staging area with the bathroom. Right here, we're going back down the waterfall. You can see everybody taking the easy line, but like I said, I've done this trail a lot, and so I like to push my vehicle, and so I take a little bit harder line. It feels pretty scary dropping off right here. It really feels steep, but here in the video, it does not look that steep at all. But trust me when I
Yeah,
say
he
it.
was yelling at me,
It
wondering
felt
where he
crazy.
should go.
It feels like you're going over forward.
And it looks like you're doing nothing. I'm yelling back at him.
Yeah, just
Go
it's
forward.
fine. I'm like, are you sure?
Oh, it feels so different when you're inside of it, though.
Oh, so right here I go up that high ledge here, right in front of the JL. But then he tries to go up, and that's Kim's parents, by the way, in their new JL. He forgot to disconnect the sway bar right here, and so he's like, what the heck? And the sway bar does not give on the JL. It is extremely stiff.
Yeah, that wheel comes up
Yeah,
with
instantly.
nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even try.
But he remembers to disconnect it right here, but he went on a little easier line. It says newfangled electronic.
2020 JL
Yeah.
problems.
So we're going right here. Everyone's going down the first difficult obstacle on the switchbacks. The first obstacle as you're coming up on the trail. There's one before this, but it's not nearly as big. And this is one of those ones where you can kind of just take any line, and I like to just kind of
Pick a new line every
do
time.
whatever. Yeah.
You're fine. Just this big rock right in front of her.
Other than that, other than the yellow Jeep having that issue, this day was awesome. We had a fantastic wheeling day. Remember to subscribe if you already haven't. Again, it would be super appreciated. Thanks for watching our video. Please come back for the next one. We love you a lot. Remember to call your parents.
Oh my gosh.